Sounds good or bad? Sounds good or bad? Oh, I could hear me. Oh, gross. Oh, no.
Literally my worst nightmare.
Oh, God. That was unexpected. What a delay. That was like at least 10 seconds.
All right, I think people should be able to hear me now. Can someone on that end, one of y'all, speak for me?
That was like at least 10 seconds.
Hello.
Check.
All right.
Hi.
People should be able to hear me now.
Emma, you sound good.
Can someone on...
Cut the mic!
Make it stop.
Why? What?
Oh, because I was sharing computer sound. It's me. I'm the problem. I'm sorry. I was checking Twitch. I was like, yes, one of you must be doing something. No, it was me.
You're
How
totally
dare you.
fine.
I'm a professional.
It was a
producer.
long weekend. It was a long weekend.
It was. Hi, everybody. I hope you are all having a wonderful night and that your Thanksgivings were pleasant and enjoyable. I am Emma, your GM.
Are you sure?
That sounded like a question.
I-
Are you, Emma?
The real question is, am I awake? Which Jenna had to ask me about 10 minutes ago before stream. So, whew. Hi. Oh, that's nice. Our, okay. Okay. Woo, we are having a, somebody distract the viewers. Quick. Wah.
Can anybody juggle?
I learned how to
even in
make
game.
London fogs. You make them using lavender, Earl Grey, vanilla, and you steep it in the tea with some sugar, and then you put hot milk on top of it, and it's very good. I recommend it if you can find lavender. It's very hard though. I had to go for like 5 different grocery stores. Man, imagine me going to like a Taco Bell and be like, "You got some lavender in here?" That'd be crazy, wouldn't it be?
Wait, do you steep your tea with the sugar already added normally?
You
I been doing it
can.
wrong? Okay.
But you don't have to.
You
It's
shouldn't.
all in one
Right?
cup. in
Okay,
hand,
cool.
so it's all-
I think the real question is, why was Taco Bell the first restaurant you thought of?
That's my question as well.
What's not to like about Taco Bell? You know, Taco
literally-
Bell.
No, I had it for the first time in ages last week, and I think I've just been cooking too many healthy food options because I felt nauseous afterwards.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Taco Bell ruins me.
It'll do that.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go down this trail.
Welcome to Galesrian's Greatest. Yeah. Okay, well, hi, my name is Emma. I'm the GM. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm excited to bring y'all a story. This is Galesrian's Greatest. We are running the show Tales of the Witch Boy right now, which is the specific story that we are playing. And we also have a number of awesome players here today, and I would like them all to introduce themselves, please. We have a great group, so take it away, group. Let's start with Jenna, since Jenna was distracting us with her Taco Bell facts. I don't know. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Jenna. She, her. I play the Fate Witch Li Shijia. And if Li Shijia had to go to a fast food restaurant, I think she would go to Fazoli's, but not get anything.
I don't think I've ever been to a Fazoli's. I don't even think I know what that is.
Knock off Olive Garden.
It's
Oh,
fast food
that's-
Italian.
It's got a drive-through, doesn't it?
Okay.
It does have a drive-through.
So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Apparently Jenna is a tad quiet.
About to
Let's.
tell you.
Thank you. Let's see what I can do here.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Unlimited bread stickers. Well, they... Okay, you corrected yourself. Okay, yeah. I actually had Fazoli's a couple weeks ago, and it was just as mediocre as I remember. But I had a coupon.
Cool. Dawn, go ahead. Introduce yourselves. Tell us who you
Okay.
are, what you do, your amazing
Okay.
amazingness.
Okay. Hi, I'm Don. Pronouns he, him. Tonight I will be playing Craig Fog Crusher, the Kobold Swashbucklers. Spuckler. I'm okay. I think Emma's contagious. Pronouns for Craig are he, him as well. Craig is thankful his little buddy is still alive and a little annoyed with a new buddy's previous advice from last time. But he's okay.
What was that advice?
Prepare for death, quote unquote.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, that's Dawn. Let's maybe go to Gwen.
Hi, I am Gwen, and I play Hannah Liar, who is a little bro.
You liar! I'm just kidding. Sorry.
It's gonna be fun.
She has a lot of people in her life who keep dying. Another one just tried to on her, and so she's going through some things.
Oh,
and
goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, and if she would eat at any fast food restaurant, it would literally be any fast food restaurant. She doesn't know what good food is, and at this point, she's afraid to ask.
And I mean, when you're in a new place that you've never been to before, what even is good food? Do you have do you know what the good food's supposed to be? So we'll
McDonald's.
see. There you go.
It's
Honestly,
for you
yeah.
to decide.
Thank you. Michaela, go ahead.
Hello, I am Michaela, she, her. I play Sogafa, also she, her. I think at the moment, Sogafa is very glad to be twice undead at the moment. I'm pretty sure she's still unconscious.
I know the
and-
rules.
So she's unconscious and just happy to be here at the moment. Fast food, she's all about the self-grown garden goods, so I don't think she's into fast food.
Okay. Nice. Thank you. And last but not least, we've got Mike.
Hello, my name is Mike. He, him. I play Shaija Contour, and she's a summoner with her devout phantom as her summon. And she's from a small town, so if she had a restaurant, we'll say it's Ludi's Burger Barge, where health inspections are failed regularly. Everybody eats there anyways, if it's a local joint.
Wait. Did you say Luby's Diner or whatever?
Ludi's Burger Barge.
Ludi's. Okay, because I know there's a restaurant that's Luby's Diner, and my last name is Luby. And I was going to be really sad if the restaurant named after me regularly fails health and safety inspections.
Well, I wouldn't say it passes with flying colors.
Are we all looking up Ludi's Burger?
100%.
They actually have them in Texas.
They do. And also, no, it is not named after me. I have no relation to that restaurant at all.
This episode is sponsored by Luby's Restaurant.
Cool.
Stocks are not looking good for Luby's on New York Stock Exchange.
Are they not? Or are you making that up? Okay.
No, there's a number. It looks low.
Okay.
Also how I do stocks.
Well, it's a day. Hi, everybody. I'm excited to be here as frazzled as I might seem. Let's jump into session. Last week was intense. We, basically almost lost Sogafa. Rules as written, we probably should have lost Sogafa. Except, I don't feel weird about saying we didn't lose Sogafa, because there was some weird stuff that also happened when Remy decided to call the All-Mother's help. Call upon the All-Mother's help. Sogafa goes down. The group rushes over to help heal her. We try to heal her. Not everybody has what they need to completely get her back up on her feet. Remy's like, wait, I can try something. As Dawn takes out this item, Krieg holds out, yes, Dawn is now the player of the game. Dawn is our character. As Krieg takes out this item and begins to use it over Sogafa's unconscious and dying body, who also, I believe, had like wound damage. Like she was wounded, and so it was bad. Krieg pulls out this item. He's like, I don't know what this does, but let's try it. And it turns out it is some sort of divine item that he stumbled across a long time ago in his journeys. Remy uses it to connect with the All-Mother. And as he does, Sogafa does begin to regain consciousness and heal. A bouquet of flowers grows from her hat. And it's this magical set of flowers that just sprouts from the hat next to her. That seems to be magically influenced by the item that Krieg brought forth, that Remy used. And calling upon the All-Mother's help, Remy is able to somehow infuse this divine healing energy into this creature who he doesn't realize is actually undead, who this healing energy should have killed. What are we all doing? What's happening? Talk to me.
Is Sogafa still unconscious? Sorry.
Yeah, same question.
I think I cast Stabilize on you. And then I believe one of us used a... Stabilize is positive energy, yeah?
I thought Stabilize was just neutral, and that's what we...
No, Soothe is neutral. Stabilize is positive energy.
That's right. I believe someone cast Soothe on Sogafa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it was one of those things we talked about right after we went off, but never actually happened. So I guess that's what's happening right now, is Shai just maybe crying over this cauldron where the flowers are growing, and she's praying to Ketis to heal her friend.
Oh, that's right. And then in the moment where you are... Sorry, y'all, we're still getting caught up after a week off. After you are in this moment where you're like... You're unconscious and you're thinking, what is it that I most want? In this moment, that's when that healing kicks in. And that's when Sogafa does begin to, in fact... start to heal you, even when it shouldn't. And so, Shaija, why don't you give me some sort of a check you would, well, yeah, give me like a medicine check or an herbalism check, something along those lines.
We'll do herbalism, since that is the thing that she has been doing. Oh!
Nice.
Oh, let's go! Amazing. Okay. So yeah, as you examine the spell that you cast on Sogafa, using the knowledge you have of how herbs can help to heal often, you notice that the magic that you've just used begins to heal her in a way that your herbs might. However, You also notice that her body appears to be different than most other bodies that you've worked with. Most other people seem to have, and maybe this is an assumption, but Michaela, would Sogafa have blood? I don't know how that would work. What is the?
I think no. By nature being undead, I don't think she can have blood.
Yeah.
But she's not like a vampire in that she
Right.
needs blood.
So, I think you notice that as you're healing her, the magic that's going through isn't targeting her blood. There doesn't seem to be blood in her system. It doesn't seem as if she was profusely bleeding. It doesn't seem as if she... It seems almost as if it's the energy, her essence, that was attacked, that was almost killed, rather than her physical form. Sure, yeah, like I think Supernova's saying dehydrated blood. How exciting. So, like little, maybe you notice like clots of blood from a long time ago, or I don't know. What would you notice, Michaela?
So-
like, what would... I'm gonna let you RP this, actually.
Me RP it?
Yeah,
Okay,
like what
so
would be some things that you'd notice?
I think you would see that because she's so pale, you can clearly see that she probably doesn't have a lot of blood under the surface. But I think you could still see like scarring and like bruising if there was bruising, not because it's blood, but just because I think it would still kill like cells, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So I think you would still see something clearly where she had been bitten or stung or whichever it was. I don't recall now. And I think there would be like a because she's a sorceress and she's undead and she has this divine energy innately in her. I think you'd still see like kind of black areas that aren't necessarily like dried blood, but more like a congealing of magic, if that makes sense.
Oh, I love that. Okay. You notice all of that with your herbalism check. I think the combination of that magic and herbalism, like you would get a sense that at the very least, she's not like other people.
So while I'm doing this herbalism check and Shaija notices this, Hem had just helped take out I can't remember what it was, Centipede, that's it. And Hem comes back and you see Shaija like going through her bag looking for herbs, like freaking out while she's trying to figure it out. And it's actually Hem is the one who kind of guides her, since he's a phantom and may know more about the world. And so you don't see Hem in her talk, you just see Hem like sign at her and like catch her eye, and is using his hands to communicate, and points to specific herbs to heal her, to help speeden up Shaija's healing.
Very cool.
Or I mean, Sogafa's healing.
What is Lucigia doing at this point in time?
I think before this she was doing stabilization and trying to pull the toxins from Sogafa's body before this, because she has a vague idea of how these things enter the body and how they move through the body. I believe last session she learned on her own check that Sogafa wasn't alive, was strange. And I think upon learning that, she'd like pulled Sogafa, had Sogafa like have the she's not very strong, so the cauldron turned and tipped Sogafa out and onto the ground, and then had all the water splash all over her, and then was sort of, she was doing triage in like her brain, where it's like, okay, does it matter more that her identity is safe, or compared to how she's acting right now? But it looks like Hem is doing something, and I think she notices that, and she pulls away from like cutting away at your fabric and pulling at the wound and then dressing it, and then she pulls away for back half a second, so Hem can have a clear shot at whatever it wants to do.
And thank you. So those of us who are, I really want us to examine kind of what the group is doing right now. I think this can be a really interesting moment for the whole group. So anybody feel free to chime in. Those of you who are watching on Twitch or whatever, I want you to take a look at our tokens. We've got our artwork up here. For most of us, our artwork's done. The person we're talking about right now is Sogafa. And that's our... Let's pull up a picture of Sogafa. Really beautiful artwork. Let's see. Well, I think that's about as close as I can get right now. But Sogafa's lying on the ground. We've got Lishija, who's, are you saying kind of stepping back a little bit, letting other people kind of step in? Yeah. Oh, also you're muted, by the way.
Yeah, she gives room for Hem to step forward.
Cool. And then we have Shaija and Hem, our summoner and summoned being. And then, or Eidolon, yeah. Lishija right here. Then we've got Hannah Lyre. What is Hannah doing as Sogafa's down?
Hannah was there for the initial using of the artifact, but at this point, just because all of the adrenaline sort of run out of her system, she's just sort of sitting there on a tree stump, shell-shocked, rocking back and forth, just looking over at Sogafa and tapping her arms, and she just can't sit still. She starts pacing, she sits back down, and she doesn't show other people her face, but anybody who can catch a glimpse can see that there's obvious tear streaks, and she's just sort of having a rough time with it.
Okay. What about our party kobold? What is Krieg doing in the moment?
Krieg, after doing everything he could, and after being told to just prepare for death, he was kind of definitely denial. But when other things started to happen, things he doesn't understand, he kind of just plops down in the foliage and is holding the eye of Ixie. He's just kind of turning it over in his hands. It was to describe it. It was an eye, kind of like that Egyptian Eye of Horus kind of situation, and he's just looking it over, trying. Not very magically inclined, but he's just kind of muttering to himself, just about "You worked this time? What are you? Thank you, All Mother." And he's kind of saying a silent prayer.
And I think as you're doing that, Remy, our little 11-year-old witch with his dragon, Eska, he's looking at the ground, almost losing hope that this actually is working. I mean, clearly the All-Mother sent some sort of signal by creating flowers, but do those flowers mean that the All-Mother is healing Sogafa or honoring her death? What is happening? And so that's kind of what's going through his mind right now, and he's scared. And he looks down, and then I think as Shaija casts Soothe, and Sogafa begins to twitch, and her muscles begin to work again. I think Remy's going to be the first one to notice, maybe other than Shaija, that Sogafa is starting to come back to this world. And he looks down at her and says, It's working. Guys, it's working. She's, sorry. Yeah, okay. I think she's okay. And Sogafa, you begin to wake up.
I think I'm probably kind of mumbling probably the word mother over and over again, thinking of my own mother, who I saw last time before we left. I was talking to her in the garden and just like living as we had before she died. And I think it was a really peaceful time, so I'm not necessarily coming out of it violently by any means. I think my friends helped me a lot there.
And actually, as you begin to wake up, you feel yourself being kind of gently pulled away from that garden. You're still in the garden, but you can feel as if there's a little bit more of a disconnect between you and your mother, and you realize this isn't where you need to be right now. And as you get pulled away, your mother looks up and she smiles at you and she says, "Go, darling." And then you begin to be pulled away and you now wake up in the jungle. Did you want to say anything before that happens? And you're in the jungle with the group, surrounded by a little blue kobold who's down holding this item, Remy, who's kind of knelt down with his hands in the grass, Shaija, who is at your side, Gwen, who's on a tree stump, head in her hands maybe, upset, and
Sort of keeping our
Lishigia.
distance.
Sure. And Lishigia, who has stepped back from the group, but I would assume is attentively waiting. What do you do?
I think the first thing I'm gonna do is reach out and pat Remy on the head. And I'm gonna grab Shaija's hand, assuming it's nearby. And I'm just gonna say, thank you so much. I saw my mom. And I think, Remy, I might have also felt your mother as well.
Oh, like the All-Mother? Oh yeah, that's good. That's really good. That's good. And he smiles, like looks down at his hands, like, all right, I did it.
Yeah, you did. I'm really proud of you. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be here without you, little guy.
And I think he just kind of gets up, smiles, and like takes a step back, like kind of sheepishly. He's a little bit overwhelmed by the focus that's being put on him right now with you saying thank you to him. I think he's not used to being in the spotlight, and he like takes a step back and he looks over at Eska, his little dragon that's just kind of floating in the air with these little like mushroom spore type things on his back. This strange little Feywild's first world creature. He looks over at Eska and says, "Okay, hey, come on, no, give her space. Let's go." And he like steps back. And they step over to the side.
When I see Sogafa get up, I have not been emotional this whole time. I go up to Shaija and I tap my hand on her shoulder, says, "I'll step away for a moment. I understand you have this under control, yes?"
I do, and she's holding Sogafa's hand. But I also need a moment, and you see her like wipe away a tear, and she like stifles up, and Hem disappears when she kind of starts weeping a bit, and she kisses Sogafa's hand like with both hands and goes, "It was your strength that kept you alive, along with I believe there was divine intervention here. We're so grateful that you survived this." And then she walks away and lets Shiji live.
You're very lucky.
I count myself, yes, every day. Yes, today especially. I'm glad you were here. I know you helped. Whatever you did, I know you helped. So thank you so much.
It's no problem. Simply the job of a witch. I understand that you've been through quite an ordeal, but as soon as you're ready, please inform us and we shall get going.
Can I ride in the cauldron?
Certainly.
Okay, great, because I'm a little tired, I'm not gonna lie.
Of course. I tap the cauldron and I say something in fantasy Chinese and I have it follow Sogafa rather than Craig this time. And I step back to I start speaking with my little stick man very intently right now.
Okay. Are you saying your little like doll puppet?
Yes, my little doll puppet puppy.
Okay. What are you saying to puppy?
In that same language, I'm sort of speaking with it. And then after a while, I stop speaking and it sort of just dances with my hand as if it's communicating with me and as if I am hearing something, but no one else hears anything.
Okay.
I'm very focused. I'm not, whatever is happening here, I'm paying attention to this.
Okay. Amazing. And yeah, your little puppet is kind of twirling on one leg and then stops and then does a little hop and then waves its arms and then stops and then twirls and then stops. And it seems as if, like you're saying, like there's a small conversation going on between the two of you. And whenever this puppet speaks, it's speech is movement, or at least telepathically to you as well. Or there's some other non-spoken thing going on. I love that.
Cute.
Yeah, it is really cute. So, you notice the sun is going down. It is later in the day. Let's pull up our calendar here. Those of you following along, it is currently Breeze the 18th. The 18th of Breeze, the second month of the year. It's currently the summer. And it is the year 1105. We just had a very eventful battle. It's about 5:30 p.m. The sun is starting to set. You are in the jungle. What would you like to do?
Craig is going to walk over to Sogafa, and he's got kind of like weirdly big feet, so he's like stomping through the mud. He kind of gives Lishija a look and then looks to Sogafa. You know, she gave up on you real quick. She told me I should prepare for your death. You are lucky, but you know, we all got lucky. I'm glad you're safe.
Well, I thank you. I'm sorry to steal your chariot.
No, not at all. No, you've earned it. Just be careful. It kind of like favors the right side, so you kind of have to like compensate a little. It's a whole thing. You'll be fine. It's fine. Just don't bleed in it. Then he like nods his head really, really fast.
I appreciate all of this. I wish I could take notes. Yeah, I'll do my best not to bleed in here. Am I still bleeding anywhere? Am I bleeding at all? I don't usually bleed.
Well, I don't know things. I just know this thing likes blood. It liked my blood. I kind of don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine. Maybe it's not hungry or thirsty now. It's fine.
It scuttles in a circle.
I think I'm gonna side eye Lishija, and I'm gonna be content as it is. It's fine. I feel safe, having no blood and all. I think we should. Where's Hannah? I think we should go try to find a cave or some other kind of shelter for the night. And we can't do it without her.
Hannah stands up from the log and sort of She's still keeping her distance. It's like 10 feet or so, and she's scratching real hard at some of the tattoos on her collarbone. I'll go look for a cave. And she gives a weak smile. And
we should stick together, don't you think? We should look for a cave.
At least let me do this for right now.
She'll probably be fine. I saw her fight. She's immensely powerful. She slew them basically all by herself.
May I see?
I'll go with her. I trust your power, but I don't necessarily trust your sense of direction, my dear.
Because the city girl knows her way through the jungle.
My little puppet at this time has turned into, it's no longer a little man or a little stick figure. It looks like it's turned into like a long stick with the fabric of my fan is turned into like string. And there appears to be like another stick at the bottom, and it's moving back and forth facing what appears to be north. And I cast, what's the spell is called, if I can simply open up Foundry, look up
oh my gosh, wait.
No direction.
Here you go.
Yes. In your mind's eye, you see a path northward. You immediately know which direction is north. And this little stick is pointing it.
Cute.
If you needed that link again, Jen, I just dropped it in the Discord. It's in the players chat.
I got it. Thank you.
Cool. Well, here we are. Yeah, you're in the jungle. You're looking for a cave or some sort of shelter. I would like a survival check from anyone. I'm also going to go with Mike's suggestion that he brought up last time in terms of the group checks that we didn't do during the travel. So go ahead and give me a survival check.
Oh.
I rolled a 12.
Okay.
It's gonna go poorly. I roll.
How are you rolling on Foundry?
Oh, if you go to your character sheet,
yes,
then you should have a. By the way, Foundry is super cool. We were using Fantasy Grounds, but we're switching over to Foundry for now. So yeah, Michaela, if you go over to your character sheet and you go over to the little hand icon at the top, you've got your skills there.
Yes, my proficiency's right. I'm already there.
Okay, so you should be able to click on one of your skills. And when you click on it, it should open up this little box. And then you should be able to...
it's gonna roll button.
It's gonna roll it, yeah. Very exciting.
Fancy. That's good to know from here on out.
The dice look great on Foundry, too.
Giant.
They are so cool. 12, and then what was... also, you don't have to roll survival. If you think there's another skill that's applicable that might work, we can do that, too. Survival is probably the one that I would go to the most, but if you think something else might work, I'm open to it. What is Shaija doing in this moment?
Shaija's going through her bag, so as she's just kind of following other people.
Okay.
And looking around to see if she can resupply some of hers, and she's kind of flummoxed based on the herbs that had worked. It's like, wait a minute, these normally hurt people. Yeah. What is going on? And clearly they work. So yeah, so she's not really paying attention. I rolled a 5.
Okay.
So as she's traveling through, that's what she's doing.
Nice.
Well, I also rolled a 5, so I'm probably the one she's sort of following, because I'm just sort of like I keep gripping the handle of the longsword at my side and then like loosening the grip, and it turns out like I've just been wandering in a really big circle, and I haven't even really been looking up at the path. I've just been.
What about?
Is,
Oh, go ahead.
is there any way my spell would have helped? We're looking for a cave, so I guess we wouldn't know where a cave is, but we would know where north is.
You would know where north is. So I think you would definitely have, like, at the very least, you've got direction in the sense that you know, like, the river is south. You know where the river would be now, which is a good starting point to, like, finding your way back to the river. In terms of, like, finding shelter right now, I don't know if knowing exactly where north is would be super helpful. If you can come up with a reason for why it would be, absolutely let me know. But nothing comes to mind.
The way I imagine it is like, even if you're hiking, like you can see mountains and you know the direction of the mountains, but you're gonna like run into an area and you're gonna be like, oh crap, there's nowhere to pass. I gotta go back. And so it's like, it's probably like a mixture between bad luck or somebody's tripping or you're cutting down foliage that's in your way. That's how I imagine it going.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and if we know essentially that the, you know, where north is, and we know that the mountains we're eventually trying to get to are northeast, say, then we could still watch. Stop it. As
It's adorable.
we could still watch, or we, you know, keep an eye on whether or not we're heading in at least the right direction. Because I figure, you know, the closer we get to caves, there are hills, or to mountains, there are hills, and then caves. Oh man,
it's amazing.
He's
so cute.
He won't leave me alone today.
Yeah, so I think that's a good example of kind of what would be happening right now. Krieg, you did roll a 17.
Yeah.
And I think that is going to help the group out quite a bit. As you're working toward, probably I would think Gwen, Hannah, and then Shaija and Lishijia. Let's see. Where are we at? Lishijia, did you roll for this? What did you get?
No, I assumed everyone else would do better than the city.
Okay, sounds good. And I think, Krieg, you really kind of come through for the group in this moment. You don't find a cave or like a hard rock shelter, but you do notice that there is a very large tree, and it seems to be large enough. The trunk of the tree seems to be large enough to provide a bit of shelter for everyone. And it has these branches that kind of twist their way up into the jungle, up and out, away, in such a way that provides enough of a roof over your heads to allow general protection from rainwater, and it kind of allows you a space to sit where you can put your backs up against the tree, so that you don't have something that's going to come at you from behind and try to eat your face in the middle of the night, like without you being aware. So you only have to look in one direction. Yeah.
Cool. So he'll scamper over to the area and like clear, or actually he'll collect some of the brush so we're not laying on dirt, we're at least laying on leaves, and he'll draw out his scimitar and say, I'll take the first watch. I think this is the best defensible place here. Gives a kick to one of the branches. Everything's too wet here. Any of you spellcasters can make us a campfire?
Can I?
Remy cannot.
I don't think I can either.
He kind of looks at the ground and he's like, oh, yeah, I didn't. No.
Okay. He's going to pull out, he has a flint and steel, and he'll, if none of the spellcasters leap forward to say I can cast any sort of fire spell. He's just gonna be like crouched, just like flicking the flint and steel on anything he can grab a hold of.
Cool.
Yeah, I have flint and steel, but as far as fuel, unless I could. Yeah, I'll do this. He'll spend some time trying to light the wet stuff on fire, looking around, seeing all these, except for Hannah, all these magic users not being terribly helpful. He's going to dig out of his pack his torch, break it over his leg, and just light the handle on fire. And he's going to try and keep that going for as long as possible.
Okay. I should also be clear, and I'll allow you to retcon this if you would like. It's not terribly cold outside. In fact, it's quite warm.
Okay.
The jungle air is very comfortable at night.
Okay.
You probably think that, the fact that it's very humid and warmer is probably going to lead to some bugs coming over and maybe taking a bite out of you in the night. But in terms of anything majorly dangerous, probably nothing too bad.
Okay.
But yeah, it's warm. It's comfortable.
Okay. So he'll, rather than break his only torch, no, I have 5 of them. He goes to start to break the torch. It kind of bounces off his knee, and he realizes it's not even cold. You'll put the torch back and just kind of sit there a little grumpy, but blade drawn, attention up.
Okay. Everybody give me a perception check.
18.
Oh my gosh, 11.
I mean, I don't think we can blame you. You sort of had a long day.
Only 10.
Okay.
Stop. Oh, that's.
Let's
Oh,
see.
that's why.
21 for Shaija.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Uh, 21 for Krieg.
And looks like 17 for Remy. It seems like a very peaceful night. There doesn't seem to be much out here that is going to come after you, at least in the time being. I would think that you're pretty able to comfortably fall asleep whenever you are ready to do so. Is there anything anyone would like to do before we call it a day and go to sleep?
I'm not sure Hannah's able to fall asleep. She volunteers for a couple watches,
Okay.
and just stays up with Craig for the first bit and just tending the fire. And she still has that energy where she's just there's a lot going on in her brain right now, and she's just wandering back and forth and keeping watch and keeping very, very good watch. She's just really anxious about everything that's happening.
Okay. If you'll allow me to impose some difficulties on you, I think that would be fair. If you're not going to sleep
level
tonight.
of fatigued.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and say that for now. Resting rules. Here we go. You do need 8 hours of rest every night. Are you saying that you are not going to get that full 8 hours of rest tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to take 1 level of fatigue. Yep, I think that's fair. As you all fall asleep, or most of you fall asleep, the jungle noises are probably I don't know. Remy finds them soothing. I don't know if everybody else would, but they are definitely like ever present, right? And these noises are a soft white noise in the background, and you fall asleep. Wake up the next morning. Everything passes uneventfully. Whoever took watches, that's all good. We're not going to go too much into that tonight. It was a busy day, big day for Sogafa specifically. And Sogafa, when you wake up, you're able to regain some of your hit points. And the sun comes up the next day. You're able to continue forward, should you like. And what are we doing?
How early does Sogafa wake up?
I think she probably wakes up with the dawn.
Okay. I think if that happens, Nishija had asked her puppet to wake her up when Sogafa wakes up. So when you wake up, I wake up. And then I think I shuffle over to you, and you two guys are probably awake and you likely see this, but I don't pay you guys too much mind, and I kind of like quietly sit by you. How are you feeling, my dear?
I'm definitely better than I did yesterday. I think I'm fine. No major effects, I suppose. Ready just to get on the road, you know.
Good. That's good to hear. With poisons such as those, it's not impossible for there to be lingering effects, so that you're not feeling any is a very good sign. I wanted to ask, I noticed upon administering aid to you that your constitution is a tad unusual.
I actually wanted to ask myself. I feel like I was pretty banged up, right? I mean, I was unconscious. I feel like I had to have taken a pretty hard hit. How did you all heal me exactly?
Our friend Craig had done his best to move you away from the center of the fray. However, upon removing you, we had noticed that much of the damage had already been done, and we were attempting to patch up what was left. I had attempted to bleed you to see if I could remove the toxins, and I had noticed that there weren't exactly many things to bleed. However, Craig, again, had some sort of a talisman on him, it seemed. And the talisman, along with some sort of faith from Shaija and assistance from Remy, together have been able to pull you back from the brink. Unfortunately, my knowledge in medicines only extends as far as poisons. So I cannot truly tell you what had happened, only that it had helped.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought that would give me some answers, but honestly, it gave me some. So here's the thing. I don't know how the people where you come from feel about this, but I'm undead, and that's not really an acceptable thing where I come from in most communities. So I'd appreciate it if you could keep it on the down low until I know a little more about our friends here. Not that I don't trust them. I just, it's a little scary out in the big wide world. I'm realizing I did almost die yesterday, so I think that's probably why my constitution is weird to you.
Hmm. That would make sense. We had customs before of burying our dead, but we had changed to cremating them following the war because they had come to life and would attack us. It was gruesome, to say the least. As far as you've demonstrated, you don't seem to be as bloodthirsty as the cousins that we have, but I also understand that discretion is the utmost importance, and seeing as you have not posed us any harm, I will keep your secret. Though, it may be of help for us to know if there are ways to assist you in the future should you find yourself in a similar situation, as the remedies that help living folk don't seem to apply to you.
Okay, well, in that case, I suppose as a caster, maybe I should probably tell you first. The only way to help me in a situation like that is negative energy. I don't know if your particular brand of magic deals with that, but
I'll talk to Puppet and I'll see what I can do. I'm familiar with that sort of arcane knowledge, so I'll ask.
Okay. And following your advice, I'll see if I can work up the courage to talk to the others about my situation.
Your choice. Whether or not you choose to tell them, whether or not you feel comfortable doing so is entirely up to you.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Do you want me to see if I can find us some breakfast?
Oh, that would be lovely. I'd like to go back to sleep, actually.
Okay. It seems like kind of late to go back to bed, but all right, sure.
I look around at like the dawn. I'm like, nope. I'm going back to sleep.
It's like 4 a.m. What the?
All right, and then I think I'll go hang out with whoever's on watch.
Lishijia.
Yeah.
Hero point.
Oh, whoa! Dope!
Yeah, that was cool. Nice roleplay.
Well, I'm still up tending the fire because I never left.
And you know what? Sogafa as well. Give yourself a hero point for that too. Even though that was initiated from Lishiji, I think both of you did a great job with that. So Hannah, you've been up the whole night. You are feeling pretty fatigued. Or have you been up the whole night?
I have been up the whole night.
Oh my goodness.
I sort of flinch when Sik gets like I just start rubbing my hands together and just put another log on the fire and just sort of look away. Just sneaking glances though, because I'm not very subtle at anything I do.
I think Remy will probably be the next to wake up around maybe 7 a.m. or so. Maybe a couple hours after Lishigia and Sogafa have their discussion. And I think the first thing that Remy would notice would be Hannah sitting and keeping watch. And he would walk over to her and just say, "Hey, can I sit here?"
Yeah, no, I don't own anything in this jungle. You're free.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So sorry. And he looks at you and just says, "You did a good job yesterday. Your sword's pretty cool. Can I see it?"
Yeah, knock yourself out. And I wouldn't say I did that great of a job. I mean, if I would have done better, she wouldn't. How old are you again, kid?
Oh, I'm 11. Yeah, my birthday's in. God, do I really just dig myself into that hole? Pick a date. My birthday is my birthday's Terra 28. Yeah, I turned 12 on Terra 28, so I'm almost 12. Yeah, it's a couple months.
I guess you're old enough to learn about this. That was when my mom and my brother died.
Oh, like on my birthday?
I mean, no, just when I was actually 10. No, I was just... She points at her collarbone, and she's got, like, a collection of little heart tattoos all up, like, going up to her neck. Every single one of these is a person I loved who I've seen die. And I'm wondering if I should even be here. I feel like I might be a curse or something.
Well, I mean, where I live, it's dangerous, but you don't see people die too often. I guess we just kind of know the jungle, We understand how it works, and it's rare that people kind of die. I mean, yesterday was scary. That was like the closest I think I've been in a while, or ever maybe, to seeing someone almost die or die. I don't know. But I mean, I'm sorry about your family. I hope they're okay. Like you're okay.
Well, they are dead.
I mean, but like the rest of your family, I hope they're okay.
No, they're not. I wouldn't be here if they were. I just.
Okay. Sorry. I was referring to the rest of your family who's still alive. But I should stop talking.
You're fine. It's not like you did this. I don't know why I'm putting this on you, kid.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's good to talk.
I'm just worried. I should have been able to do more, and I just saw her dying, and again, there was nothing I could do. I can never do anything. I'm not smart. I'm not wise. I can't do medicine. I don't even know.
Wait. But no, okay, no, hang on. And he casts the Pathfinder version of prestidigitation or whatever, what's the
token spell?
Thank you. Token spell. He casts token spell on the ground, and he's like, "See, I'm good at this, right? I'm good at nature, yeah." And so he casts token spell, and a little flower grows up out of the ground, and he picks it, and then he casts token spell again, and that flower turns into a leaf that then he blows into the breeze. And he's like, I'm good at that, but you're good at other things. You're really fast, and you're really strong, and you're really good at stepping in to help people when they need help. You always try, and yeah, I guess that's what I want to say. But thanks. Yeah, I'm glad you're part of this little group. And then he pauses, looks over at Eska. Oh, hey, I gotta go. Eska needs something. And then runs over to Eska.
Hannah just sort of nods knowingly to herself and just mutters, it's the strong, fast. The only thing that's good for is violence. Just sort of looks back down at the fire.
What are we all doing as we wake up?
Correcting myself, it's actually prestidigitation in Pathfinder.
Oh, it is?
Starfinder
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sogafa is out hunting for berries and other edibles for breakfast. So
Give me a nature or survival check. We'll see how we are with that.
yes, we will see, won't we? Okay, I'm gonna go survival.
Okay. That's
Oh my goodness, that's a 9 for me.
okay.
You're so tired.
Yeah, it's been a day. You can probably find a couple things, but definitely not enough for the whole group. Maybe enough to like satisfy your hunger for the morning, but not enough to really like feel like you had a meal, you know?
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah. What about Shaija?
Let's see. I guess when Shaija wakes up, she's still pretty introspective, but she does boil some tea and mixes some herbs with it. And when she looks around, she just kind of sees Hannah maybe looking bedragged, also introspective, and she adds a little caffeine and makes 2 cups of tea and some wooden cups she pulls from her sack. And she comes and she sits down next to Hannah and just holds out a cup and says, "You don't look like you slept a wink, dear. Trust me, it wasn't your fault, anything that happened. Don't be so hard on yourself."
I saw what you were able to do, and I don't know, do you ever I just felt so useless in the moment. I spend so much time watching people I love die that actually being able to do something just feels so depth.
Do you take the tea?
I think she's holding it. Like after she notices you've been holding it out there the whole time, she's just like.
After you take it, she thinks for a second and looks down, and she's a little heavy set. She's lived a sedentary lifestyle, like she's traveling a lot, so like her legs are getting bigger, but she grabs like a big chunk of fat on her and she goes, I can't do much at all. You see, Hem does all the work, and I know I haven't talked about him, and I don't bring him out often, but he saved my life, and if it wasn't for him, I'd have nothing at all. So I've been helpless my whole life. I'm 38, 39, and just now exploring the world. Don't be so hard on yourself, dear.
Yes. Yeah. This is really hot, by the way. Like, I think I burnt my tongue.
Yes, and it's got a little kick in it. Should help you wake up and get you through the day.
As if I could sleep.
And I think that Shaija is just gonna sit quietly and just enjoy sitting next to Hannah, even though it's kind of like this crappy situation and just being human together.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tea. It's got a nice flavor.
You're welcome.
What about Krieg?
I think Krieg wakes up later, probably last even, since he did take a watch and he did get his full 8. He wakes up alone next to a tree, panics a little bit, mostly because he's on the ground, but then sees no one's around him immediately. Brief start. Then he sees those sitting by the campfire. He gets up. He puts starts putting his belt on, flings his dueling cape on, brushes the mud off, and he goes and squats next to the fire. I've slept in worse places, but how's everyone doing? Where's Sogafa? I'm like looking around.
We lost her again? No!
Is it all of us but Sogafa right now?
I would say like
I can't remember
probably
if she just said.
I went back to sleep.
Okay, cool. All right.
Sogafa has
Craig,
probably returned.
Okay. Craig definitely did not sleep next to Lishija.
You're muted, Michaela.
He starts looking around. Ready to head out whenever you all are. Hannah, how are you feeling? Did you... Oh, you stayed up all night, didn't you? Sorry that I kind of bailed on you. Anything fun?
Do I really look that bad?
Where's my bluff?
Oh.
Just, Don imagines the haunted look is what's caught Krieg's eye more than any sort of exhaustion. But
What's my bluff?
Oh, it's deception in this game.
Deception,
sorry.
yeah. We bounce back and forth between Starfinder and Pathfinder way too much.
I'm terrible. I'm sorry. So, I guess we could take it slower on the first leg of the trek, but
I won't need that. I'm just... You know what? I'm great. Physical things, that's what I excel at. You know, I never had to worry.
You are very powerful.
Fine.
You are impressive. When you ran off before and it was just us fighting, I almost died. Then I remembered I didn't have my full HP to begin with. But then when you came back and fought, it was Sogafa went down, but you were amazing. You're so powerful.
You almost died too?
Well, kinda. But I wasn't fully aware of my constitution.
If I had to put a number to how much health I had,
I
I
was at
forgot
0.
what that number was.
Yeah. He went to dying. He went to dying 2, but he also had 6 HP he didn't know he had because Don relied too much on character sheet builders. So it was weird. I'm kind of playing it like, I was close to death, but not really. But I'm just so glad that you're with us and fighting next to you and seeing you in action. I'm not in any rush, of course. He's like looking around, making sure he's not like, I'm not bloodthirsty, but like, it's nice that you can take care of yourself and we can fight side by side. It's nice that you're not further back and leaving me to the literal wolves.
I'm just going to pick Craig up and just slowly hug him to my chest.
Okay.
I'm never
He
gonna
accepts.
let that happen again, buddy, okay? I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be at the front.
You feel the scales kind of like nuzzle into your collarbone area. He's like, yes, and you're like he's 3 feet tall. He is very easily enveloped in arms. So he what little arm movement he has available, he's like gonna pat whatever flesh is there. Like, yes, we're gonna be great. Sogafa's fine. We're all fine. You're here. I'm here. We're gonna protect them together.
Yeah, we're gonna protect him.
Yeah,
no one's gonna die on my watch. No
That's
one's
right.
ever gonna die.
Exactly, and we're not gonna give up on people. And he raises his voice a little louder when he says that.
Passed out.
That's fine. No, but he definitely raises his voice when he says, "We're not gonna give up on each other. We're gonna make it."
You are so right, Craig. You are the smartest person I've ever met.
Now he's confused.
I think there's something I'm allergic to in this tea, Shaija, because I don't usually do this crying thing.
It has been an emotional day.
You're welcome.
24 hours.
As soon as Sogafa gets back, I'm probably going to put Craig down and just run over and give her a big hug and just be like, I'm sorry he went down. I'm going to do better next time, okay? I'm going to do better. You're not going to...
Wait, what? How much better could you have done? I'm still here. That's like the goal, right? You couldn't have done any better than that. So I wouldn't even be worried about it.
Okay.
Speaking of not being worried about it, could you stand about 30 feet away from me, please?
She's gonna back away slowly.
And then I'm gonna cast harm on myself.
Oh,
okay.
Actions, and it's a 30-foot emanation, so I don't want to hurt anyone else as I heal myself. So, I will feel much better after this.
Spellcraft. Not spellcraft. Arcana, right?
I think.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm afraid to say anymore.
Yeah,
What does
me
this
too.
look like?
Yeah, I'm very curious
Oh,
as to what
yes.
this looks like.
So I decided early on that Sogafa's kind of magical energy is, what was that? D20. Did I do that?
Nope, I don't think so. I think it was.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. So yeah, her magic is definitely like smoky charcoal, almost black, with
That's
some like
cool.
lavender intertwined in there. Because she is undead and it's divine undead energy, but it is still divine, and her patroness is Drostia, the goddess of perseverance, whose primary color is pink. So I think she has to have some of that bright and happiness in there to show where her magic comes from.
Amazing.
So I think if it's gonna heal me, I think it would be cool if it was like swirling around in a 30-foot kind of circle.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what happens as you cast this. The leaves on the ground kind of get picked up by this magical wind, and it kind of whooshes around you as it spirals, and this charcoaly smoke with elements of pink and maybe some purple here and there, like coalesce around your body, settle, and then you probably glow a little bit pink for just a moment, and then maybe as the spell wears off, what was glowing on you that had settled on your body, you kind of can shake it off, and it falls to the ground as like this charcoaly smoke looking type stuff. Yeah.
So much.
You are able to heal yourself.
Yeah, and I healed myself for 12, so that brings me back up to full HP.
That's
Nice.
awesome. And as you
Exciting.
do this, Remy rolls an Arcana check for a 19. And his eyes go wide and his jaw drops. Whoa, wait, that's a. And then he runs over to you and he says, "Can I talk to you for a sec? Can we?"
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
That's
Yeah, are you okay? What's going on?
that spell's supposed to hurt you. You shouldn't do that one. Did you do that on
yes.
yourself?
I did, yes. So Remy, I don't know how much you know about different kinds of magic. So I assume your magic it's come from the gods, right?
The All-Mother, yeah, it's all like all nature and stuff, and trees and stuff like that. But you're not supposed to do that magic.
Well, see, there's positive magic and there's negative magic, and while usually negative magic would hurt a person, I can handle it because I'm actually undead, Remy. So I need the negative magic. The positive stuff is no good to me, just like the negative stuff is bad for you.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa. Okay.
Hey, but you know what? You don't have to worry too much about it. Just
Okay.
your natural magic is all positive, and that's so great. I'm so happy for you. But mine's just not.
Oh, okay. Should I keep this a secret? Literally, as like Sogafa's entire body just like is covered with the smoke.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I was gonna keep it a secret, but I think it's just gonna be a lot of little sidebar meetings if I do that. So I think I might as well just go ahead and tell everybody at one time. Is there a stump I can stand on?
There is.
There's a cauldron.
There is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stand on the cauldron and I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, can I have everyone's attention, please?"
The cauldron is flipped over like a turtle on its back.
So it's oh man, this is nerve-wracking. So we've all become friends, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Remy's just jaw is still dropped.
I hope that means that this is a judgment-free zone. If not, well, I understand. So
As you say
I'm
that,
undead.
Can we back up a little bit? I don't
Yeah,
want to take
back
your
up.
moment away from it.
If it's a judgment, if so, I understand.
And Remy jumps in and he steps up and he says, no, don't judge. You're okay. And then he looks at you and he like stands next to you and then like nods.
Thank you. So the fact of the matter is, everyone, that I am undead. My father was a vampire. I am not a vampire. So don't worry. I will not bite you on purpose, probably. And so I just want it to be out there in the open so that if anybody has magical needs, please don't do nice things to me, ironically. Use only negative energy. And other than that, I hope we can all remain friends.
When you say your father's a vampire, Remy turns and he's like, what?
So fucking funny.
Vampires are not good people, Remy.
Okay. But you're not like... Okay. Yeah, it's
Wait.
okay. Sorry.
I'm confused. Like, you're still Sogafa though, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I know.
why
I've been this way my whole life, yeah.
So why would we care?
Well, to be honest with you, Hannah, not everyone is pro-undead. Some folks think that it's inherently evil, and while I can understand that argument sometimes, it's not inherently evil. And, you know, my mom always said so, and so I'm gonna believe it. And so I don't know why people care, but some people do.
Remy chimes in with, Sogafa, I think you'll like Sogafa. That doesn't matter here.
What? What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Well, like Hannah was saying, I mean, it as long as you're, you know, a good person, who cares if you're not alive, right?
That's what undead means?
I wake up. Are you trying to wake up the whole forest? I'm so grouchy because I slept for 2 hours.
You just hear you thrashing. You're just thrashing.
Ugh. You hear me swear in fantasy Chinese. Ugh.
I mean, Sogafa, aren't we literally walking towards some woods to meet some spiritual ancestors? I mean,
You know what? You're bringing up a good point there. Yeah, but so it. Would you guys care if I had fangs?
Remy's like, so cool!
I
Craig grins a very toothy smile. Things are fine with me.
know. Okay, well that's good to know. I think I'm too nervous to take off the face covering that I've probably worn most of my life, honestly, to make other people not feel so uncomfortable with the appearance of vampire fangs. So I'm definitely not ready for that yet.
Okay. Lishija, as you begin to kind of wake up a little bit and you see Sogafa making this announcement, I would imagine maybe you wake up like mid-announcement. I don't know, like how.
Yeah, that seems right.
Okay.
You went to bed and it was a secret, and now you're waking up to the formal announcement.
So yeah, what are you doing as you wake up?
I think I catch the tail end of this, but like I'm my usual version of like I've always been grouchy in the morning traveling with you guys, and I'm my usual version of grouchy. I don't interrupt it, but I am very like moody, like picking up my skirts and then casting prestidigitation because there's no showers or baths. And then while that's happening, Poppet is the one who's like putting everything away and like wrapping up my little bed things while I'm just like trying to be ready in the morning. Everything is happening in the background.
Very nice.
I love that.
Well, as you're all kind of coming together as a group, I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, but this might be the first time as a group that you really truly connect with each other. I mean, you've been traveling together, but I don't know if any of you have really understood each other too much until now, or understood really anyone in your group more than on a superficial level until now. And I think that togetherness kind of motivates you, gives you a little bit of guidance toward moving forward through this jungle. And you all level up to 2 as you feel more supported by one another in the group. By the power of friendship.
Yes!
Sorry, I've been waiting on that.
More.
So yeah, you are all level 2 now. And I think that's where we're going to call session tonight. And we'll pick it up next session with some survival rolls to determine how well we progress forward through the jungle.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
We've been doing so well on those.
So well.
Oh yeah, next week we'll find out that Craig has been leading you the wrong way. Because right now it...
You don't really know that.
We have a north spell. It's fine. We have a north spell.
Oh, so... Yeah, I think Lishija could know already.
Yeah.
Cool.
She didn't know before. She might know. We'll see.
Yeah.
To be determined.
Well, thank you for joining us, everyone. To all the viewers, listeners, everybody, so happy you're here. We'll get this posted up on YouTube soon. Have a wonderful night. And I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now. So thank you.
Bye.
Bye.